We want to talk about the skeletal system this week. This includes bone, cartilage, ligaments, and tendons. And the focus will be pretty much on bones. We'll do a little bit of review of cartilage, and then we'll get into ligaments when we talk about joints in a different chapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and tell you about the skeletal system. So here's the skeletal system. Again, consists of the bones, cartilage, and ligaments. So all the connective tissues that stabilize the bone. This is going to include tendons then as well. So here is kind of a simple schematic of the skeletal system. We've got some various types of cartilage in the ears, nose, in between the discs. All the joints have articular cartilage. And then of course your bones that make up your skeleton. And then the skeleton is comprised of the axial skeleton, which is all in this kind of dark tan here. This makes up the main axis of your body. And then the appendicular skeleton is all of the appendages. So including these pubic bones, each leg, and each arm are the appendages. I like this diagram because it shows the cartilage nicely color-coded in each of these colors and where they're located in the body. So the functions of the skeletal system, some might be pretty obvious. So support of the body, leverage and anchorage, so connection points for muscles. So these are pretty kind of what you think of as the skeleton, what it does. Protection is another one. So the best example of that is going to be our ribs, rib cage, sternum, and skull are protecting some pretty darn important things. So your heart and lungs are in here, and your brain is in here. The entire spinal cord is actually inside the vertebral column. So protection of our most important organs. So besides the support, leverage, anchorage for muscles that allow for movement, we've also got a few other functions that aren't thought of quite as immediately with the skeletal system. Some of these are to store minerals and lipids and then to regulate their levels in the blood. So for example, calcium levels there's calcium stored in bone and phosphate. These can then be released when calcium levels are low or stored there for future use. Lipids, so yellow bone marrow is fat, so it's a fat storage. And also red blood cells. So the production of blood cells occurs in the red bone marrow that is in parts of your skeleton inside the bone. So the focus will be a little bit on bones, learn more about tendons and ligaments when we talk about joints, and I'll review cartilage as well in this series of video. So this first video, what we've done is describe the major structures and functions of the skeletal system. These are the main structures and went over the functions as well.